What's up, guys? Jonathan Roy here. We're on an f150. This is a 5.8 liter engine. This is a 5.0, but works good. What was it? We're working on the idler pulley, so I just wanted to show you with the shroud. I got my shroud over here. Taken off so you can kind of see better what's going on. So we're getting a little bit of squeaking under the hood, and we're thinking it's caused from the idler pulley. The old idler pulley, definitely not in the best shape. You could feel the rib from inside here on top, and it's definitely damaging the belt. I had to replace this belt 3 days ago, and you can see it's fraying on the edges. So I went back with manufacturer premium best grade. It was only 20 bucks for the pulley down here. When you're doing this pulley, I don't want you to be confused when you're doing it, because it's a reverse thread, so you want to act like you're tightening it to loosen it, and it's not too bad. I'm going to put my wrench on there to show you what's going on. And you're just going to tighten it, go the tightening route. And I had to put a little bit of a breaker bar on it. And it definitely loosens, and that pulley comes off, and I switched it with the premium pulley because definitely wanted that. For me, I didn't know what was going on, and I had a deep socket, and I couldn't find a shorty. So because the shroud was on there, there's only, so much room between the shroud and that, and I couldn't get my wrench in there with the breaker bar. So I had taken off the fan down here. It's just 4 bolts right there, and that's a lefty loosey, righty tighty. And you take the 4 bolts off, and be careful because you got your radiator here, and this fan blade, if you got one, could puncture a hole in there. So just kind of make sure that it's level when it's all coming out. And once you get these bolts, there's just like a little narrow space in there between the shroud, and you got to get in there with the little wrench. I got it was 11 millimeter for those bolts on mine. Some of them might be different, but those came off, and I was able to hold my fan and shroud at the same time and pull it straight up and get it out of there. Well, we solved the major squeaking problem with fixing the pulley, and I think the old bearing was just shot inside the old one, and it was cheap plastic, and you can see that it's definitely worn out. That was causing squeaking. But our next issue is this is an old truck, so we got our alternator. We got our, this is a smog pump down here. That smog pump can seize up. If that seizes up, the whole truck will shut down. So what I found is this smog pump, you can reman it yourself and take it out and then re-grease everything inside of it. And you can keep your smog pump going that way. I had one seize on me, and I just had to replace it, but the replacement was pulled apart, and I just remanned it, and it's been working really good for me. This thing is greased down. What else was it? So what your problem you're gonna have is this is gonna be your power steering pump. This is what's squeaking on me now, and I'm getting a little bit of noise out of my AC pump right here, but it is not anything like this power steering pump. So I think I'm gonna just keep the AC pump on there for the life of this truck, and I'm gonna replace that power steering pump. It doesn't look like an easy job because you got to pull that pulley off right here. And then there's this big mount. See that big mount here? That remains on the truck. And I think there's 3 bolts. So this is your power steering right here. There's 3 bolts that hold that in, and then this whole thing slides out that way. And then you can put your new one in. But just want to give you a little 5-minute video on right way of fixing that tensioner pulley. It's just righty loosey, lefty tighty on this one. It's reverse thread. And good luck with everything, guys.